Shalom. Giving all praise to my Heavenly Father. His name is Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Wakahawadash. The honors to the apostles and the elders who were well. Peace and many salutations to you brothers out there that's toiling in its truth. Now, I got this from the Nickelodeon documentary that's out in regards to Dan Schneider. He was a writer on and producer on all of that. And what this documentary is going to have, it's going to how Esau would put subtle sexual themes in these various skits that they were doing on all that, and also sexual allegations are coming out, about this particular producer. And, this is something that we've been seeing for centuries. Esau Edom utilizes his laws and statutes to push a very perverse sexual vibration on the earth. And also it uses it as a tool to subjugate us, to put us under constraints. His vibration. We see it, modernly speaking, with these various contracts in Hollywood that induce our people to do very lewd things. And on a historical scale, we've seen it happening in the Maccabean revolt. Our people were forced to fall out to Bacchus, which Bacchus was basically a festival in which all types of lewdness and sexual perversion was seen. And they got so bad to where they were actually laying with harlots in our temple. This is nothing new. Esau Edom, when he infiltrates, he set up puppets in our communities to push their narrative, and also to swallow our people up whole, man. You know what I'm saying? And as you see on your screen, this young man, I X his face out for copyright purposes, and also, man, the man been humiliated enough, bro. But this was a skit going into how it was Nose Man. He was playing the guy Nose Man, but there's a lot of again, sexual context in this particular skit here. So let me read an article for you guys, and we'll get to the scriptures, okay? This is called, according to Slate.com. It says, every allegation in the explosive docu-series about the dark side of children TV. The horrific revelations surrounding child actor Drake Bell, producer Don Schneider, and more. You know what happened with him and Drake, boy. Look at this. Whew, goodness gracious. Investigations discovery quiet on the set. The Dark Side of Kids TV, the 4-part docu-series streaming on Max about the insidious climate perpetuated by Nickelodeon showrunner Dan Schneider during the network's golden years in the late 1990s and early 2000s, have brought to light shocking revelations about the alleged abuse and misconduct behind the scenes on some of the era's biggest children's shows. The allegation was presented in court on the set, which have rocked the millennials and Zoomers who grew up watching these shows. And I was rocked too when I found out all these things happened, man. I remember in the 90s. I used to watch it in the 90s, 2000s. I was kind of older, so I was like, I'm not, it's kind of baby stuff. But man, when I was like 10, 8, all that, it was like cool, man. It had TLC singing on it, so, people really tuned in, what I'm saying? Had Kenny and Kel on it, it was just a fun show, to watch, but never knew that they were doing this type of stuff, you know what I mean? As you get older, you realize how everything is tainted by Esau Edom, It's just, a foul human being, man. It says, not only has this information prompted a response from Schneider himself, but there have been further controversy with the names of other famous stars like James Marsden. In addition, Nickelodeon star being confusingly thrown into the mix. This is below is a summary of the alleged allegation and Quiet on the Set and responses to them thus far. Schneider had habit of putting children actors in textually sexual skits, revealing clothes. Okay, all that, revealing clothes, and also, subtextually means it's, indirectly talking about something. Okay, it says was established on his first main Nickelodeon series, all that of which he became the head writer and showrunner. For example, children actor Leon Frierson was placed in a skin-tight superhero costume with valid-looking prosthetic noses on his shoulders. The punchline of the sketch resulted in the nosy superhero shooting snot at someone else in a move described by journalist Sketchy Cole as a cum shot for children. It's crazy, bro. This trend continued on the Amanda Show, Schneider next production, which included having lead actress Amanda Bynes portray a character called Penelope Taint. According to Amanda show writers, they were told to lie about the anatomical meaning of the word taint to Nickelodeon executives. Quiet on the Set cites a sketch in which a fully clothed Schneider sits in a hot tub with a young swimsuit-clad Bynes as indicative of Schneider's inappropriate humor and the close relationship between Schneider and the young star. It's crazy. This is this type of stuff that Esau even does to these kids, man. And Amanda, Bynes, she was funny, bro. Back when we were kids, she was hilarious. When I was a kid, of course, could be Jake. But she was high in spirits, man. Years later, she's, it's on film, just totally cracked out, bro. You wonder why? Because, these people done all these things to these kids, man. And it shows that disdain for people, for our people, and in general, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, because the most people that he was doing that to was, of course, our people, man. Okay? Our people. It shows you what they think about us. We're objects, okay? But let's get to the scriptures, okay? Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, that right grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the people, from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. And what will ye do in the day of visitation? and the desolation which shall come from far. To whom will ye flee to help? And where will ye leave your glory? See, this is what give us hope. These guys are not gonna get away from this stuff, man. Judgment is gonna come. Okay, but back to verse 2. It says to take away the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people. You see that? So they target these children to take away their rights, and that just shows you again what they think about us. They believe that we're bottom feeders, so that they feed us filth. And what's indicative of what they think about us is the culture that they feed us. Black culture, which is riddled with sexuality. These kids are sexualized at a very young age. It's disgusting. Okay, it's disgusting. Now twerking is a part of black culture. Which is something that's taboo. It's something that's been going on for decades down here in the South. It wasn't nothing just to be glamorized. Sometimes, back in the day when we seen a female twerk when you was a kid, like, you had an idea like, oh, she being nasty. Now it's something that's to be uplifted. This, this over sexualizing these children. This is what Esau Edom, again, this is what he sees us as, just people that they can use for their wicked desires, including sexually speaking, even our children. That's why you see such a push for the perversion of sex on these children, right? One, because it's a tool for eugenics, it's a way to curb the population, and two, it's a way for them to freak off on our kids, man. It's terrible, but this is what this man is pushing. Okay, all right, and again, this is something that we've always seen Esau do. Okay, 2 Maccabees 6:1-9 says, we'll read through this. It says, not long after this, the king sent an old band of Athens to prepare the Jews to depart from the law of their father and not to live after the law of God, and to pollute also the temple in Jerusalem, to call the temple of Jupiter Olympius, and that in Garazim of Jupiter, the defender of the strangers, as they did desire that dwell in the place. So our temple was defiled, and these idols were set up in our temple. Okay, right? It says, the coming in of this mischief was sore and grievous to the people, for the temple was filled with riot and reveling by the Gentiles, who dallied with harlots and had to do with women within the circuit of the holy place, and besides that brought in things that were not lawful. And when they say harlots, you have to understand there were temple harlots. There's male temple harlots and female temple harlots. So there's all types of rioting that was going on in our temple, including orgies and things of that nature, man. Very lewd type of mentality, right? It says the altar also was defiled with profane things which the law forbiddeth. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself to be a Jew. So our people were totally amalgamated forcibly into Greek cultures, a term called Hellenization. This is what the Maccabees were fighting against. Okay? And the Hellenization of our people has never stopped, even in this captivity here. Again, that's why there's a huge indicator that is a huge push of sexual lewdness by Esau Edom to amalgamate our people into the Western way. Okay, it says, in the day of the king's birth, every month they were brought by bitter constraint to eat of the sacrifices, and And when the fast of Bacchus was kept, the Jews was compelled to go in procession to Bacchus carrying ivory. This is what uh, the ancient Christians came. This is what they were doing. Okay, this is where Christians come from. Do your research on this and what they were doing during Bacchus. Okay, tells you briefly during. It tells you briefly what they was doing for the newcomers. If you ever watched, uh, what's that one show? It's at the tip of my tongue. I'm looking at it in my face. It's a cartoon with the political grandson. And Huey was the youngest boy. Okay, going to that. Forgive me, it's at the tip of my tongue, but I just can't say it. But one episode, you had the political Jake telling his grandfather that, hey, this is where Christmas came from, man. You should, stay away from that. Boondocks. There you go. Boom. I know it's gonna come. Boondocks. Boondocks. See. Episode goes into what I'm talking about. Okay, so just do your research. All right. It says, moreover, there went out a decree to the neighbor cities of the heathen by the suggestion of Ptolemy against the Jews that they should observe the same fashion and be partakers of their sacrifice, and whoso would not commit themselves to the matters of the Gentiles should be put to death. Then might a man have seen the present misery. It says, I just wrote this. It says, Esau Edom does this again with his contracts and opportunities in Hollywood. This is why the love of money is the root to all evil. Look at all the madness that's coming out about P. Diddy. You're doing all type of lewd stuff, with various rappers. Now people have taken on the way of the heathen and made themselves worse than the heathen. But we can't forget who introduced us to this lewd type of mindset, man. Esau Edom. Okay? Joel 3:3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they may drink. Okay, this is going into the Hamites selling us to the Grecians. Okay, so people like to make the argument, well, black people sold black people to slavery. No, it wasn't black people. That terminology wasn't being used in the ancient world. It was Hamitic people selling Semitic people to slavery. Now, Esau Edom might not have done it, but they were complicit with these actions and forwarded our bondage. And one way in which they forwarded our bondage by introducing our people to perverse sexualities, man. Which ironically speaking came from the Hamitic people in which they sold us, in which we were sold from. Okay, Wisdom of Solomon 12, 5-7. It says, and also these merciless murderers of children, devourers of man's flesh, and the feast of blood, when their priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew, and parents that killed with their own hands so destitute of help, that the land which thou esteemest above all other might receive a worthy colony of the Most High's children. Now, this is talking about the ancient Canaanites, but you have to understand what's going on in the Holy Land now. The Holy Land is a hub for pedophiles, for people that commit all types of wickedness on children now. And it's a known fact. All you have to do is just look it up. Okay? These people are murderous, in particular towards our people. And no one person that's missing on in America and also in the Western Hemisphere, are so-called black and brown children, and all types of, and these children are doing all types of things, man. You know, organ harvesting, sex trades, man, all types of madness. You know, and it's being orchestrated by Esau Edom. So the Most High is going to destroy this place before uh, its defilement of, of Israel, man. Sexually speaking, bro. It's a topic we want to talk about a lot. A lot of those black women that are demons, a lot of them have been touched the wrong way, right? And why is that? Because they're been over sexualized by ultimately Esau Edom. Okay, we know to be judgment by the heavenly Father, but still, that doesn't give Esau Edom, uh, you know, it's not letting him off the hook. You know, he's gonna rule for a certain time. He's gonna be taken out of the way. Okay, all right. Most High allowed him to do all these things for his purpose. Okay, this is Revelation 18. I read 12 to 30. It says, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is falling, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. This is what look at what you see here, man. You see racism, classism, uh, you know, uh, straight males, you know, don't have any rights, especially a so-called black man. You know, he's looked down on. He's looked down on by everyone, including his own woman. You know, which is hell. It's complete hell. Women are out of order, promiscuous, number one in diseases. You so-called nigga, Latino, and Native American women. Obesity was running rampant, right? Sexual lewdness is at an all-time high, man. You know, depression. All these things are ruling. You know, all banners are foul beasts here, man. Oh, we can't forget about bestiality. That's illegal. That's illegal in like 17 states. It's just wild. What about the animal? How do you know that animal wants to have sex with you, bro? The animals aren't even safe here. It's a damn shame. So this place has to be taken out of the way, bro. Get mad at us all you want to, and defile us all you want to, bro. This is fucked up. You gotta pay for this. Okay? Verse 3. For all the nations had drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I have heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues, going to us being delivered from this place, man. Delivered from the wrath that's to come. Alright? For her sin has reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her, even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. In a cup which she hath filled to her double. So all the wickedness that Esau Edom has planned on doing to our people shall be done to him. You know, ultimately it's going to be extermination. That's the end goal for Esau Edom, but we're going to do it on the right hand side. Fire Yahweh Bashim Shah. How much she hath glorified herself and had lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she said in heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire, How is that fire is going to happen? Well, it's going to start with World War III, and also when Howard Shine comes back, he's going to be destroying his place too. Okay, for strong is the Lord power who judgeth her, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament her when she when they shall see the smoke of her burning, stand and fall for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment. The merchant of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. And this is very prophetic because Babylon is the number one importer of goods. This is the reason why the American dollar has a long way before it's toppled, because the American dollar allows these various countries to make a profit by exporting things to us. Case in point, China. China and America still has a very much so interdependent relationship, right? Hell, we see that the interdependent relationship going on with them buying up huge amounts of land in the U.S., in particular in Texas, a so-called uh, Republican state. Okay, so when this place is found destroyed, these other nations are going to lament, because that not only is the economy is going to be destroyed, that way that hegemony is going to be destroyed, bro. It's coming. Okay. Verse 12, the merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and apparels and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all dying wood and all manner vessels of ivory and all manner vessels of most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and breast and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. So all this is going to be destroyed. Just honing in on that last verse, it says all the things that these various people were selling, slaves and souls of man, right? So he is not going to have power to do it anymore once it's destroyed, right? The Most High is going to put a stop to all this madness. And one way which he's going to stop our people from their souls being sold is he's going to destroy these various contracts that hold so much weight over our people to induce them to do perverse things, okay? Include our children, bro. So, pray this edifying. On to the next. Shalom.